Hi everyone, it's only me. I'm back again and I'm here to teach those of you who have got really quite wavy or curly hair how to dry your hair with a diffuser without it going frizzy. And I also want to talk to you about some products that I find really useful when it comes to styling my hair. Now, trick number one, but when it comes to diffuse drying, please don't try and let your hair dry too much on its own. You really want it to be quite damp. So if it has sort of gone a little bit dry when you've come out of the shower, I tend to just sort of spray my hair down with a little bit of water in the roots before I start styling. And that will just help me not get any frizz when I've dried it off on the end result. I mean, you can just literally get your hands and wet them down and scrunch it in. But anyway, I just had a little spray bottle here, so I thought I'd do it with that. Now, curl cream is essential when it comes to diffusing your hair. I found an amazing one by Kerastars. It's called the Discipline Oleo Curl. It's beautiful. I've tried so many. My roots being quite greasy, I find it quite hard to find products that I really like. So I find this one amazing. Honestly, it's so light. It smells amazing. And literally it doesn't make my hair greasy or heavy at all. So I'm going to show you the amount that I'm going to put in. I usually do about a 20p piece size. Might have been a bit more actually, but because it's so light it doesn't really matter. Rub it all in my hands, and I am going to start by just scrunching it in the ends first of all, and then if you've just got a little bit left, you can just sort of scrunch it in your root area as well, just as long as you haven't gone directly on that area first. It shouldn't be too heavy. Now, diffuser, an amazing tool. Like, I absolutely loved my diffuser. I even use it a lot on my guests. Like, sometimes the guests don't even realise that they've actually got really lovely, naturally wavy, curly hair. So it's so nice when they don't know or they've never used one, and when I teach them how to do it, it's actually really rewarding. Yeah, so I literally ordered my one from Amazon. It was like £4.99 or £5 or something ridiculous, a rubber diffuser. As you can see, it's really soft, so it fits any hairdryer mostly. I mean, I'm going to be using a Parlux hairdryer today, and you literally just attach it. Sorry guys, just bear with me a second. One sec. Sorry. That's it. There we are. So when it comes to actually drying it, once you've put the diffuser on, I always do maximum heat on your hairdryer, but minimum speed. And the reason I do that is because you don't want to dry the hair too quickly. You want it to set in its natural wave. And I think if you dry it off too quickly, that's when it becomes really frizzy. So what diffusers do is they let out the heat, but they don't let out any airflow. So it's not going to be blowing your hair around. It's literally just going to dry it in its natural state. And what I tend to do usually is tip my head upside down, but I'm just going to show you how I'm going to use the diffuser whilst drying it. So the idea is that you just sort of drop your hair into the top of the diffuser, sort of using it all the way around the head, just like that. But I actually try and get my root area first dried, just because I think the ends, if they dry obviously too quickly, they will go frizzy. So I just try and lift up each root area and just get that dry first. So So there we have non-frizzy, defined, bouncy curls. Now, obviously this isn't how I wear it like every day. I do sort of like pull it out and calm it down a little bit afterwards, but I sort of tend to leave it for about an hour just before I do anything with it. So like sometimes my fringe goes a bit weird. In fact, it's a little bit long at the moment, so it does need a little bit of a trim. Sometimes I just sort of pin that up, but I do usually like it down. Now, if you do dry it and you do get a slight few frizzy bits that you don't really like, you can just grab your curl cream again and just put a little bit in your hands like a serum, or if you've got a serum, perfect, and just sort of scrunch it in. Also, hold on a minute, where's my my hairspray? I usually use like a Vader hairspray. This is the best hairspray I've probably ever used in my life. Air Control by Vader. Beautiful, beautiful hairspray. What I like to use it for is just for a little bit of hold afterwards, just so that it keeps the roots nice and voluminous as well. Aveda also do a hairspray especially designed for curls, and it's called, I think it's called Curl Enhancing Hairspray or something, and that's really actually good as well for when you wake up in the morning and you don't actually want to wash it, but you've slept on it and it's just gone a bit weird, like you've got a bit of bedhead. That's really nice to just sort of refresh it, just spray it in the ends and just scrunch it, and that also gives it a hold as well. But yeah, I hope my video was really useful. In fact, my hair's gone amazingly today. I was a bit scared in case it went a bit frizzy. But yeah, I really hope that was useful, and the tips were really helpful for you as well. Again, as I was saying in my last video, like, I'm not a complete expert when it comes to styling my own hair at home, but I do know how to make it look half decent, and I really hope that this was useful and helpful for you. One thing I will say is that everything takes a bit of practice, and not everything is perfect the first time. I even get bad hair days with my own hair as well. I'll have to sort out this fringe in a minute, but yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And maybe I'll see you next week.